So here we are with episode 2 of The Witch and the Beast. Last episode was great. They tossed us straight into the world, introduced us to our two main characters, and the premise of the show, which I very much enjoy. So it'll be nice to see more of that. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access on the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Oh, another fairy tale time? Forbidden instruments. Or else forfeit. Sacrifices in terms of what? I'm sorry, but like I saw who turned to our never, of course. The opening. Okay. Sorry, I was gonna say when I saw that, I see someone holding a book. I was just thinking of Bible Black. Man, that must not be good for your neck if you're sleeping like that. Alright. Oh, somebody got shot? Yeah, it's just fireworks. I play that game every single night. Is it fireworks or gunshots? Uh-oh. Someone's about to die. Is it me or these crows looking at me? Uh-oh. And we were like, she got a gun in her pocket, you know? It's just a hag. Damn! Just fucking popped her like a balloon! My god! Still not enough. More sacrifices? The witch's pastime. He's in a different suit. Oh, she's wearing something different too. Very nice. A magical beast. Without harming it? That's a little difficult. Yeah, why can't you just at least, you know, give it a little punch? Knock it out. I'm done with this bullshit. I can't even punch it. You can handle the pet sitting. Yeah, if it's not a witch, I'm not interested. Alright. Get that shit out of here. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that the whole magic that's like that forms on his arms and stuff, perhaps he just kind of does it for show. As you see, I'm rich. Ooh. Definitely. Nap time. A petty burglar. Not anything witch related at all. Babysitting a young magical beast. Ah! I joined your shitty order for. Give and take. You have to do the other work. Is there a magical barrier that blocks like flies from coming in here? You guys are all dining outdoor. Hello, their foot is just in the way. Oh, it's a witch! Speak of the devil. No, it's just an old lady. What, you think we're just gonna walk right up to the witch? Oh, maybe it's a forbidden item, huh? A runic inscription. Oh, we're done. Damn, he teased her. You should have realized what I left behind the coffin. A learning experience. You've broken my trust. Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Witch-free month. Oh, it really goes to show how little witches come in terms of like they get reported and such. Oh, you lying to me? Oh. Must be special, huh? Okay. What, she's just going out around popping people? There's an ocean between us. And a grimoire. So that's why the lady needs a sacrifice. Good. Welp. Why did that look like a really big neck? Had a dream about her kids in a fire, and now they're here at a fire. What is that? From a sense of inferiority. Everybody's a blank slate. Person? Is a witch a person? Do they deserve rights? So I assume their eyes are gone because she popped them, right? You're the only mage we've got. Paladin Corps. I was just thinking, I'm like, that's how true crimes is nowadays. Always talking about the villains, the criminal instead of the victims. It's really just out here talking out loud. Witch's pastime case, including police officers. Ooh. An interesting way of like casting it. We had a crow over here just watching. And yet they're fighting. What you need is an army. Global peacekeepers. Okay. The glory of solving the case without them. So why do you go along with it? Just give me the deets. Yeah. Let's go straight into the problem. I don't need about this other bullshit. Have a bone. Don't hide anything on us. Oh, it's a lie detector too? Damn, just blow smoke at her. I'm on a revenge mission out here. Thinking about that corpse again. Have we gotten her name yet? I can't remember. Huh! Well, Liz, you know that she's in the fucking police force. She's out here bluffing. And it worked. She found out what we knew and gave us nothing. Damn, dude. Really out here just... Oh, popping them. Like balloons. My god. Oh! Holy shit. Damn, this hag really be wildin'. What is that, like 36 now? Okay, so it says opening act. So this is either a 2-parter or a 3-parter. Alright. It's much slower than how they started the first episode, which is totally fine. It also kind of showcased that the whole thing of witches, right? They're not very common. But also the way that Guido is out here complaining like, give me witches, give me. Is it like that she only recently joined the order? And that's why she's like very impatient about that? While Ashsaf is just, you know, he's been here for a while, so he's just like, look, these witches stuff, they don't really come, Is this a different ending? Also, what is the difference between a witch and a mage? Don't answer that. But they do talk about, like, because, like, Ashsaf and the woman, they're both mages. But alright, I'm going to write a little bit of notes, and we will be right back to the center. Forbidden instruments. Okay. Merely possessing the sorcery tools grant might approaching that of a witch. But while their wielders gain power, they must make sacrifices in payment or else forfeit their lives. Thus, the use of instruments is strictly forbidden. Yet those who turn to them are never in short supply. For you see... And then they just leave us with a cliffhanger. Okay. Miss Haynes. Is it Haynes then? Alright, I'll write Haynes in for now. And then they showcase a person, a man, I assume. And just something. I swear that neck looked fucking humongous from the way they're showcasing it. I mean, he probably has broad shoulders too to accommodate that broad neck of his. Is that electrical stuff? Yeah, it says warning, electrical. I cannot read what that says, but I assume the third sign says stop. What is that? Oh, they, like, the eyes are popped out. I assume the teeth are, like, popped out too, because there's no teeth, but their mouth is, like, agape. And then, like, their, the skin of their abdomen is just torn off. And then the one fella in the left just has a missing forearm. And then the skin looks melted. I think the guy on the right has no lower jaw. That or it's been, like, spread, or that or it's like spread upwards. I don't know. I don't know what this part is. Maybe that is his lower jaw. Oh no, their teeth are here actually. Man, that man's tongue is just sticking out. They all have something in common. unfulfilled desire born from a sense of inferiority. Losing control of them can turn even upstanding people into crazed villains. You mean no person is born evil? Person? Is a witch a person? Beats me. But witch or human, anyone who can do this must be scum. I couldn't agree more. We didn't expect this fight. Is that why you didn't say all your words in time? You mean she wouldn't have escaped if I'd finished? Okay. Closing off the scene would have made no difference. She slips through wards. Okay. What I meant was, I know. We need to box her in to make her cast as many spells as possible, okay? Or we'll never figure out her magic. Even if we solve that mystery, it's just a first step. The full force of the Hayden police still has to take this slow and steady. A feeble police force can't fight a monster any other way. I shouldn't have to tell you, but this goes way beyond regular serial murder. If you feel powerless, talk to the mayor. Witches are the Paladin Court's jurisdiction. Okay. I know it's easier said than done, but try not to beat yourself over what happened to Inspector Cole. I assume Inspector Cole is the guy that we are seeing that's like headless, I assume, the one with like the broad shoulder and neck. I've handled plenty of horrific cases. I thought people always remembered the perpetrators while the victims, they forget the victims in no time. But then someone murdered people I cared about, and I realized that I'd never forget the names of either. So she remembers the victim and the perpetrator. And then I went on the whole fucking spiel of like true crime networks and shit. You know, where it feels like, especially when it comes to some YouTubers as well who do like true crime shit, they always put a lot of focus on the criminal, the perpetrator, and then the victims kind of just get pushed aside, or they kind of get slung along and unfortunately, you know, get dragged into this whole spiel even when they don't want it to happen again. Speaking of true crimes, by the way, I used to enjoy watching true crimes a lot. I still kind of do, but I usually watch it from sources that I primarily enjoy in terms of like they actually talk about the victims and like I feel like they put care into the victims and all that. But I don't really watch true crimes all that much anymore, just because I feel like the whole idea of true crimes, it's good in its own way of like showcasing, you know, this is our reality, and there's really, you know, sometimes reality is way worse than fiction and than any fantasy that you could have. You know what? One of the big elements of horror is the element of the unknown and not knowing anything. Well, when it comes to true crimes, when you know something, it's a little, and you know a little bit too much, it kind of fucks you up after a while. And so I don't enjoy watching true crimes as much anymore, but I still watch it from time to time. But the people who get like really into true crimes and they're like watching it all the time, I feel like it kind of creates a barrier between them and like the actual true crimes that they're watching, because they're so ingrained to see it on TV that, and especially if they've never really experienced it, or not to like experience it directly, but like to witness it as well. It really does feel like it kind of just makes the people who watch true crimes and just makes them think of it as just kind of like a popcorn show, when there are actual victims who are there. And now again they get dragged into this whole thing, and it's just like, okay, like this horrible thing that happened to me suddenly it's just a popcorn show for you guys. So I when it comes to that whole spiel, I don't enjoy that aspect of true crime. But also, you know, I feel like I've seen enough true crimes to know that the world is absolutely fucked up, and you know, I know that if any of these shit happens to me, I will definitely never fucking forget it, and I would not want to, you know, I would not want it to get televised or like people reporting on it, other than, you know, having a police reports and done through all that, but like I don't want it to be televised or be on YouTube and have someone fucking talk about it. Anyways, that's my true crime segment over. Glad that you decided to stick around this part. Grotesque mass murder committed by witch, the witch's pastime. As of week 36, murdered 36. Okay, so the other guy, the other girl must be 37 then. You know, maybe she's going for 66. What did tonight make the body count? Okay, actually no. If there was 36 and then there's like 5 more, then that's like 41. She's at 42 now. She found she found the meaning to life. Did I do my math right? Grilling us already. Rest assured we're perfectly respectable. So please stay your hand. Okay, so I assume Guido is reacting to the magic. And that's why Ashsaf is just like, alright, chill, hold on. Damn, dude, look at all those on our clan. Is it mussels? And then it's just only 1 lemon? What's going on here? Okay, so we'd like to hear about the case ASAP. Tell me your story first. And she just fucking got the story from them, but then she didn't tell anything about the case to Guido and Ashsaf. Ah! So why do you all go along? As the Hayden police only mage, I believe you are in charge of the case. You should tell them you ought to protest. We collect the essence, which is naturally, and don't hide anything unless you want to lose even more trust. And then she's bluffing at this point, right? I came up with this word myself, but I assume she kind of figures because he stopped Ashsaf stopped Guido from talking, so she's just like, yeah, y'all up to something. Well, she's out here, got detective skills and all. Also, I'm starting to realize that weren't there more shells over here? Weren't there more mussels over here? Did Guido also eats the fucking shell or what? I mean, she eats the bones too, so. I'll find her and kill her. This is revenge. Revenge, she says, and then she thinks back. I assume Inspector Cole? And so, it kind of goes back to the idea that Ashsaf asks Haynes, why are you continuing with this case? Don't you know that regular police force can't handle a witch? That's why you gotta call in the Paladin Corps. Why aren't you calling in the Paladin Corps? Perhaps Haynes, you know, kind of feels the same as the mayor, and she wants to capture the witch herself, because, you know, it's personal now. I would assume the whole Inspector Cole stuff comes from the witch. Who knows? I don't know how long the other one was. But apparently she also had kids, I don't know. What is that thing that's on her arm? It looks like she got like forks and just stabbed it on her arm. But also like her arms are all twisted and stuff. I assume from all the pumping that the hag's been giving to her. Alright, so that was episode 2 of The Witch and the Beast. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty nice episode. I believe I said it. It's going at a slower pace than how it was in the first episode, which is totally fine. It seems like we're having a 2 or 3-parter. Don't really know just yet, but usually I assume it's like 2-parter, unless we're going for like we're going for like an Attack on Titan stuff where it's just the same title except part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Who knows? We'll just have to see how many parts this one has. I already mentioned this a little bit, so I'll just reiterate it with the whole spiel that witches aren't exactly a well, they're kind of a rarity in terms of like getting cases for the order, whether, you know, there are more witches, but they're just much more cunning in the way that they operate, that it's so much easier for them to slip under the radar unless they start doing too many things at once. Who knows? But right now, from the way that Guido is very I was gonna say inappropriate, impatient in the fact that like, yo, just Give me a fucking witch case. I don't care about anything else over here, alright? I don't give a damn about it while Ashsaf is trying to get her to be like, yo, maybe you should be a little bit more patient, but also, you joined the order, and the order will supply you with witch case when they actually have it, and if they don't have it, well, you're still working for the order. You're not going to fucking lounge around and do absolutely nothing. You gotta do work for us. I'm looking at my character notes, and like, I've added a couple more things for Guido, but I haven't really added anything else for Ashsaf. I feel like he's been pretty balanced right now, you know? We haven't really seen him lose his cool much, if ever, currently. You know, he's been rather cool, calm, collected. Although he did get played by HAINES, so that was an interesting thought. And speaking of HAINES, she is our new character for this part, and she is the only mage for the Hayden police force. And it seems like she had lost an inspector. You know, maybe she wants revenge, because it seems to be rather personal, but at the same time, I'm not super sure whether her losing Inspector Coles is part of this witch hunt, or insert witch hunt as in the witch is hunting people. I'm not really sure. Also, I know that this is a big town and all that because we saw the map of Hayden. It's pretty much a frickin' city, but like, if I'm living in this big area and there's this whole ongoing case of a witch going around murdering people, and she's already at 36, now at like 41/42. Yo, dog, either I'm taking a very long vacation until like the police are done. If I have the money anyways, right? If I don't have the money, it's the same thing as people going and saying to the people living in Gotham, why don't you just move out? Maybe they don't have the money. But like, man, I don't know if I'd be like walking alone on the streets, yeah. Or even walking home at night. But then again, you know, I don't know if she goes into other people's house. Maybe she's just aiming for people on the streets. But like, I would not be walking out on the streets at night. At least not alone, you know. And if I'm not alone, and like the witch be coming, look, whoever's with me, all I need to know is that I just need to run faster than you. Anyways, as we saw with Hayden, she is very distrusting, even if these people that she is seeing, Guido and Ashsaf, are from the Order and whatnot, and she has gotten the confirmation from the mayor that he did call the Order. She still doesn't trust them, and instead she tries to deduce what they're really here for. And so after hearing their personal reasons on why they're hunting witches and not like the Order's reason, she's just like, all right, you know, that's totally much. I'd rather follow your, well, I'd rather trust on your personal reasons than like whatever grand belief or like moral code that you have and whatnot, right? Those could be bullshit for all I know, but if you have this and it's personal, that's totally fine. And it kind of makes me think about like Inspector Coles again, right? Perhaps she finds that to be a personal thing. I mean, she did mention that now that something happened to the people close to her, now she remembers both the name of the perpetrator and the victim. And then we've also got the whole spiel about forbidden instruments, and with Ashsaf saying that it's a witch and a forbidden instrument as well. And you know what, I'm kind of overthinking, like, okay, so the whole thing about forbidden instruments is that by merely possessing it, it grants you might approaching that of a witch. So you could get strength or magical powers that is close to a witch, but it requires sacrifices and payment, or you forfeit your life. And despite it being forbidden and this big sacrifice, people are always in search for it. But then, if a witch uses a forbidden instrument, you know, I guess that doubles their power. Because if just by possessing it, you get the might of approaching that of a witch, and if a witch uses it, you know, she gets double the power. I guess I assume that's why, you know, some witches would enjoy having it as well. Although it kind of makes me wonder what makes something a forbidden, not what makes something, how does a, like, are forbidden instruments just something that's within this world, you know? There's nothing that like really creates them or anything. It's not like it was a cursed item before or whatnot, you know? It's just there. And then because that it requires sacrifices, that's why it's now forbidden. But we'll just have to see. And also, we'll just have to see what this grimoire, as what Ashsaf says, that it's a witch and a grimoire. We'll have to see how this grimoire comes into play, because we are just getting introduced to it in the beginning of the episode about it. Who knows? Maybe Haynes might get herself onto the forbidden instrument. We'll just have to see what's going to happen. Other than that, again, thought that this was a pretty nice episode. It's an opener to this new arc, I presume, and we'll just have to see how it continues. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.